Hi and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to do your Chinese horoscopes for 2021, the year of the ox. So we're going to do the year of the ox. So according to the Chinese Zodiac, 2021 is the year of the ox. And let's hope it's going to be a little bit better than 2020, because that was a pretty poor year for most people on just about every front. But this year is supposed to be a lot more lucky, actually. It's supposed to be a good time to focus on longer term things, but on relationships in particular. And I know a lot of you have been in lockdown, and that must be a terrible period for anybody that's single. But this is going to be a year when relationships can flourish quite well for most signs, actually, for all signs. It's better generally overall for everyone. And so it's a time also when you can make new friends. So I'm sure that as we gradually come out of this pandemic, people are going to want to socialise more. So the kind of the year of the ox is a pretty good one for socialising with friends. So it's generally a pretty positive sign, and it's a positive energy as we come out of this horrible coronavirus period of 2020. Now, the ox as a symbol in Chinese astrology is a very hard-working animal and very methodical. Right, so it's anything you have to do in life at the moment that requires hard work is the time to do it. This is the time when hard work brings rewards. It's not a time when sudden things come into your life and you suddenly make money and speculative things. This is where you have to be persevering, right? And any good luck you've had already, they say, will also be increased upon. So it's a time for consolidating your good luck. As the Chinese believe a great deal in luck, but this is a lucky time really for most people. The ox is a in Taoism they have this idea of yin and yang, which you've heard about. Well, the ox is dominated by the yin energy, so it's the passive female the passive female energy of the ox for this year. So it's going to be a time when the ox is a strong animal, and it's also a time when people can carry the weight of responsibilities. And it's a time also when we can redouble our efforts to achieve the things we want in life. And so this, for the world at large, is a time when we can make slow and steady progress, and also slow and steady release from the burdens of the past, actually, which, you know, of course has been paramount in 2020 with all the problems of coronavirus. So it's promising for a steady energy that will slowly bring us out of the crisis of 2020. So it's not going to be sudden releases and everything's going to be all right overnight. It's not. I think we've already understood that. As the vaccines roll out, the year will gradually get less and less stressed, even with all these additional variants coming in. You know, I made some predictions about that in my prediction period, didn't I? I told you all about that there'll be other viruses coming, which seems to be the case now. Nonetheless, I still think we'll get through it. So this is also the element for this animal, the ox, is metal. So this is a metal year. We had a metal year last year. So they say that the lucky colour for metal is the colour white. So that's supposed to be the positive colour. So it's a favourable year for economic recovery then, worldwide. And a period, again, like I said, perseverance and consolidation. These are kind of the key words for this sort of thing. And it's so, therefore, if you're making investments and things like that, this is the time for making long-term investments rather than short-term ones. I expect the stock market to go wild when we know the pandemic is completely over, but at the moment, and probably for this year still, you know, there's still uncertainty in the air, so it's probably best to put your money into long-term investments according to Chinese astrology. This is also a good time for anything connected. Like I said, it's connected, good for love and friends and things, but also a good time for family. And obviously, a lot of us have had to sort of withdraw to the confines of our family, and we're all stuck in at home, and our family are probably, for many of you, the closest people around you all the time. So this is still a year of good period for consolidation within the family, a time when there is order in the family. And order in the family, of course, brings there will be order in society. We have to start with the family always. This is actually a very interesting Chinese concept. If you look at it in, for example, the I Ching, it talks in the hexagram of the family. It always talks about that we make the family secure first. Then we go out and we make the society around us immediately with our friends and the relations. We make that balance, and then we extend out to the whole world. So it's a positive thing. It's coming back to the centre of things. It's a stable period. Now, I'm now going to move on to the individual signs. But if you're new to this channel, do follow us, because we have all sorts of things going on this channel. And we have every Friday, my wife Jane and myself give a talk about all sorts of paranormal things. And you can, in the live sessions, ask us questions and join in psychic experiments and all sorts of fun stuff that we have going on Fridays. And of course, you'll also get all sorts of predictions and things on this channel as well. So don't forget, click that little bell thing to subscribe, and click the bell motive when you do press the subscribe button, and you'll get updates about what's coming up. And there's loads coming up this year. 2021 horoscope for the Ox. Okay, this is your year, 2021, the year of the Ox, and it's a good time for you. It's a time of prosperity for you, and a time when you will have very good, strong connections in your family life, which is much of the ruling energy of this period around us at the moment. Now, it's important for you to focus on anything to do with stability, mental stability, stability in your lives, strengthening things, foundations of longer term type things. Again, it's your nature to do this, and in particularly in emotional relationships, we want to look towards the long term, you know. And this is also for you when a time when the energy of family dominates your life for the time being. So always be there. Be there for your family and friends. You're going to be seen as a person who can be relied on. You're going to be seen as a person who is a reliable, cheerful person in times of turmoil and difficulty in the world. So it's a good time for you there. So a time also to communicate with all those around you, and know how blessed you are to have people around you who do care for you and love you. And it's also a time for you when a lot of opportunities will come your way for life. And so you can have a tendency to be a bit complacent sometimes because you're slow moving. You're not a fast moving sign, but do take advantage of opportunities that come your way. Don't let things pass you by, in other words. So there'll be plenty coming along, but make sure you grasp them with both hands. Good, particularly at the beginning of the year. This is a good energy for you, particularly right from now for the first 6 months of the year. And it'll be a good year all round, but a time when you can lay the foundations. As I say, it's the energy of the Ox era is a time of laying foundations for the long term, and so you should be planning all sorts of new things. It could be that it could be things like moving home or relocating to a new property. Those are the sort of things that are likely to be in the remit of the Ox's future. And it's a good time for any other new ventures for you, particularly, for example, if you're thinking of launching a new business, or re-establishing things again if things have been going wrong for your business, if you run a business in from 2020. So it's hard work gets the reward. That is the keynote of the year of the Ox generally, and it particularly gets emphasized in it since it's your own sign at the moment. So again, perseverance both in the financial world and in the emotional world are key to your success for this year. Very good year for all matters associated with the heart. for the ox sign. You know, the energy is just right for you at the moment. So there could be all sorts of intense mutual attractions between people. It could be lots of important relationships lighting up your life at this time. And it could become very serious, perhaps. It could be a time when the ox is thinking about making long-term plans such as marrying or pregnancies and things like that. This is all kind of good for the ox in this period of time. And particularly if you're happily partnered, it's a very good time for deepening the bonds. And like I say, planning the future, maybe in things like having families and things like that, but maybe even the hope of having a vacation or something. Whether we get the chance of that in 2021 yet is hard to know, but maybe for the further ahead, you're going to plan to get things together for places to go. Memorable shared experiences are very well highlighted during this period for you as well. There can nonetheless, even so, I've perhaps painted a bit over rosy picture, but you've got to also be cautious sometimes of tensions that can occur in relationships too, you know. So there might also be periods like that around you, because some of the other signs aren't having such an easy time of it this year. But there will be tension in the air generally, but you know, you'll overcome all those things during the year. It'd be a fine time for you. But in particular, at the end of, you get a good beginning of the year, like I said, but towards the end of the year, you get a second opportunity. There's new opportunities shown for the ox towards the end of 2021. So these will be things in your professional life rather than in the love field. Anyway, have a good 2021. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that today. If you are interested, of course, in finding out about your future and particularly your astrology, I've got a load of astrologers working on my website at psychics.co.uk who will give you some forecasts for your way ahead and what the 2021 holds in store for you. And if you really want to sort of learn more about these type of subjects, do have a look at some of my books. Messages from the Universe particularly is a great book. I say it is my book, but it's a great insight, I think, into the forces of fate and where we're going in the world and the incredible things I discovered in India about astrology, as well as also my other books like the Psychic School, for example, which will teach you all about how to develop your own psychic gifts and so on. So have a look at some of that. Have a look at the website, particularly, and if you haven't already, and have a look at some of the articles there. And follow this channel, because if you follow this channel and you're new to this channel, you'll find that we're offering all sorts of interesting stuff all the time. And like I said at the top of the show, we have a Friday night show that comes on every Friday night live, and we have all sorts of interesting things going on there. A different topic every week. We approach things in different ways all the time, and you'll be able to meet myself and my wife, who's also psychic there, and you'll be able to ask us questions and enjoy psychic experiments and all sorts of interesting stuff that we do all the time. So follow the channel. It's very easy. Just click that little button at the bottom of the screen there, and then click the little bell thingy there, and it will mean that you get updates every time we release a new video. Anyway, thanks for joining us. See you all soon. Bye for now.
Would you like a personal psychic reading? Visit psychics.co.uk for quality international readings with Craig and his team of clairvoyants. Improve your life and find the path to a better future. You can book readings by phone or email. For a quality reading, visit psychics.co.uk now. They are the real deal.